Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken, the Real Estate DAO, and this is Sunday afternoon, November 28th, last day of November 2021. We're getting ready to kick off week 48 here on Monday, hanging out with other people on the REtoken Core Team Blur's Day, and Amy are joined with me here today. Hello, Blur's Day and Amy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
So we've got some agenda here for our core team call. Going to hop right into the agenda. It seems like always have more stuff to talk about, never enough time, and do want to be respectful of everybody's Sunday afternoon. So this is our Trello card, and I'm going to minimize this because I always love showing our Trello board. This is the system that we use for getting things done, and I still have some house cleaning to do on this tasks to earn REtoken. That's another conversation. Planning on doing an airdrop here to catch up on some of the activities for the last week or two. Most of this last week was spent with family and the Thanksgiving holiday here in the US. So we decided it's a very small group of people here. I think Poopster and Crush are heading to Miami for the NFT DeFi event there. That was something that I was contemplating attending to myself, but it didn't end up working out from the travel details. So anyway, getting back to our agenda over here, let me get this bigger and on the screen here for everybody. So DAO business, I don't know what happened. I do remember last week on our core team call, and I'm going to open up our snapshot.org space over here so that we can walk through that together. I think I'm on my wallet here. Let me switch this to Ethereum mainnet and I'll connect my wallet. And right now we've got 6 open proposals, and let me I don't know what happened. I know that we were walking through this weekly treasury distribution proposal last week, and for whatever reason, I don't know if I never clicked on save or whatnot, but I created this one here prior to the call when I was finalizing some of this agenda here. But we've got 6 active proposals. We'll talk about these again on our community call upcoming on Wednesday. The one that's the most interesting are they're all interesting, but the weekly treasury distributions, those are pretty routine. That's just a way that we keep track of the REtoken that we're kicking out on a weekly basis. The one here, Ambassadors Program, we'll talk more about the Ambassadors Program here later during the core team call. And then the banking and crypto accounts. This is so that we have a fiat on and off ramp, primarily an on ramp. So like this was a topic of conversation because assuming that we move forward with the Hero X American Made Solar Prize, we need an account because I'm pretty sure that the US Department of Energy isn't going to send us any money in a crypto wallet. So the need is to have a bank account that they can send us a deposit, and we put forward 6 options. And in hindsight, we should have probably done a different voting system. We utilized on this one a ranked choice voting, and on the tweet that I sent, I did get some feedback that the better option would have been weighted choice because the results that we get here is just a single result, and I was kind of curious to see what the other options were. And that's something that with the lower quantity of people that we have voting right now, that we can probably manually figure that out. But these are the 6 choices that we put forward here, and I'm not going to read through these. You can take a look on Snapshot on the proposal. And right now, Avanti Bank is clearly in the lead on that one. So in tandem with that, we also have a couple proposals to actually proceed. And this is like classically a resolution to open up a bank account. And this is a business account at Avanti Bank here, RIP. This is REtoken improvement proposal. And this is something, Amy, that we can proceed with here tomorrow. So let's have some offline conversations as far as what we want that to look like to move this forward, because the way that the proposal is, and I don't even know if I've actually voted on this one myself. Let me go ahead and do this right now. This is a pretty simple process. And one of the things that we're talking about doing, and if you're a REtoken holder, this is something that I would encourage you to do, because we're talking about further incentivizing the people that are actively voting on these proposals. And that's something that we're going to move forward with a UMA project KPI option. But anyway, let me go ahead and vote on this here. And it seems like it does a little weird stuff on full screen. So I'm going to take it off of full screen with the MetaMask extension and get my vote in here. So like I said, Amy, let's move this conversation forward. And we've got two proposals open right now. We've got this one for RIP 10 and RIP 11 at uphold.com. And based upon what I was seeing, one of the other proposals that I'm going to make here after I do the airdrop is for RIP 12, or whatever the number ends up being, is for Dharma.io. This is one that Blursday brought forward. I was looking over here. Mrs. Yonks had Dharma.io as a second, and so did Poopster. So we'll go ahead and create that one. And the thoughts on this are, regardless of what accounts that we have open, we're going to need a separate proposal. And I don't, are you wanting to chime in on some thoughts here, Blursday?
No, I just put myself on mute for background noise.
Gotcha. So yeah, based upon what I'm seeing here, let's go ahead and get that conversation moving forward. And I don't know, did you have any interest, Blursday, of being personally involved? Because the way that I wrote these proposals here is I put Amy and myself. So I don't know if you wanted to be the main point of contact with Dharma, or if you have the bandwidth to take the lead on this one. Putting this forward as an opportunity for you if you want to drive that conversation. I'll add myself as a secondary, since a lot of these docs, the business docs, are in my name.
I'll take a look into it, but I don't think Dharma requires any KYC. I could be wrong though.
Well, either way, going to put the proposal. So like the question is, who wants to be a secondary? I don't want to be just owning in this one myself. So since you and Amy are here, oh, and we've got Crush joining us. So so that was the thoughts there. Blursday was, if you wanted to be a secondary, or if somebody else wants to. I would rather not just be the only person on this conversation.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll be a secondary.
Okay, cool. Hey, happy Sunday. Welcome, Crush. I didn't know if you would be joining us or not. Let me add this as the next action here so I don't forget it. And that is create a RIP for new business account at dharma.io. Thursday this will be, let's see. All right. So I think that covers all of the existing proposals that we had. We've got some additional ones in the pipeline, like I said, that I'll be creating after, and ones that we spoke about last week that I didn't move forward, but planning on creating the proposal. And this is one of the things too. Let me see to make sure that I'm staying on course with our agenda here. So one of the other ones that have spoken a little bit about that haven't really moved forward, but wanting to move that forward is getting some more definitions around our core team. So the core team that exists now, and let me see, I think that we've got something, and this is an opportunity of probably consolidating, because I think the last reference that we had to our core team was here on GitHub, and I think it's under content and core team, and it is. So let me so I think that this is something that we should consolidate, and I don't think that I actually have this in this bullet point. Let me add this bullet point to reset. So consolidate. GitHub core team page to Gitbook. So the other bullet points that I had on here was proposing that to maintain core team Discord role must participate in at least 50% of the weekly community calls and core team calls. And that's something that I feel is reasonable. And this isn't something that there's going to be like any type of like tight adherence to or anything like that. But really with the pace that we're doing here, and with that only being a 2-hour a week ask, 1 hour for the core team call and 1 hour for the community team call, or the community call on Wednesday, I don't think that that's too big of an ask. And I'm open to hear some feedback. And this is something that like going to run through the Discord temp check. But so that would functionally remove Ryan and Teresa from the current core team Discord role. And then the other bullet point that I was wanting to put on here, like right now, the multi-sig is a 3 of 5. And with the current core team members that we have, I think the opportunity to increase that from a 3 of 5 to a 4 of 7 with the current core team, I think those numbers all line out. So would love to hear some thoughts that everybody has on that before kick that process off within the Discord for a temp check.
I think overall it's pretty good. I mean, just for someone like me, the Wednesday evening calls are a little difficult for me, so I will almost always be 50%, but maybe a little more. So I don't know if that's a little too hard and fast. Perhaps other contributions could be considered. I don't know. I don't have an alternative solution to present. No matter what, I think anyone who would be disqualified by or removed with the new requirements, they should have a buffer period to keep their status. So we don't just say, "Hey, we decide you're no longer in the group. See ya." You know, that would not fly well. So that's all I got.
I think that's a good idea because we don't want any hurt feelings, I guess is what you call it. But although this is business wise, if that policy was there from the get-go, that won't be a problem. But since we're just implementing it, I think we need to let them have time to decide if they still want to be active, or you can do a time frame. I don't know if 30 days or 2 weeks, however you make that decision, but since we're changing this in midstream, we need to kind of have a time like
Yeah.
that was mentioned.
I think 2 weeks would be acceptable, but we can do a temp check on that in the Discord or whatever. You're on you're on mute. Yonks. All right.
Got it. I think that there's some keystroke. I'm gonna have to figure that out, but I'm all trying to get better at this because I've heard that the desk mic is a substantial improvement over the AirPods. So I have no problem providing a buffer window till end of the year. So the question is, though, do we want to? And I guess with the current, if we needed to move anything from a treasury standpoint forward, that we can incorporate that, because right now we only need 3 5 signers anyway, which is represented by myself, Mrs. Yonks, and Amy. So it's not like that we couldn't get something moved forward if we wanted to anyway. So that I'm good with those bullet points. Was there anything else that we needed? And let me just since I've got this link here, I'm going to just add this as a reference. Was there anything else that we should have on this? And well, let's just take that offline, and we can put that in the Discord temp check from a conversation. So let's just move on with our upcoming events. So
let me just toss this in just before we all forget, is that maybe participation in at least one working group or whatever. So it'd be like a 2 or 3, but I just want to toss out as an idea. We don't need to discuss it right now.
No, I love that. So yeah, and that's not a hard and fast either on that 50%. It's just more of like, you know, so I'll put that in there, and we can but anyway, the white paper working group. So we held our previous white paper, and we agreed to schedule the upcoming white paper working group. And this is our Google Calendar here. For those that missed it earlier, we have that linked in the events channel. We have the events channel on the pinned messages. You can find our Google Calendar link there. It's in Start Here. We've got it on all over the place. And then in our official REtoken, like this green button up here, event details, Google Calendar. So anyway, the white paper working group, we've got that scheduled for Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that seemed like a good time frame. And the big opportunity, and this is something that I'm going to be spending some cycles with on myself here over the next couple of days, is getting into, and one of the decisions that we've already made on our white paper is that we're going to host our and it looks like it's going to be a light paper, and there was an overwhelming amount of support for that. So it's going to be housed here on our Gitbook repository, and this is something that I'm going to work on putting some details into some of these subpages over here between now and the upcoming working group. So the other thing on our agenda is, and let me get back to that real quick. It seems to always hide when I have my window full screen, I think. And I don't know if it makes it come to the top here. This is how I end up with tab sprawl. So going back to the Trello card. So the other event was the community call, and then the one that we've had some conversations about that we haven't moved forward was scheduling the ambassador working group. So looking at our calendar here, and I don't know if that's something that people are on right now or wanting to participate in. I know that Amy and myself have took on some efforts of researching some other ambassador programs. I'm actually going through the onboarding process with BitDAO. That's been an interesting experience already. And I'll talk more about that in other channels. So as far as the ambassador, and one of the things I would rather look at doing it later in the week. But open for some thoughts here. And I don't know if we should just put a poll out and then let the community decide on some times, like maybe a Thursday and a Saturday for a window. It's kind of what I was thinking. Any thoughts on that for the?
I think anything is okay with me. Just let me know ahead of time so I can adjust my schedule.
Which event is this?
This is the ambassador to kick off our first working group on the ambassador program. And one of the other, besides the ambassador, wanting to have more conversations surrounding content. And I think that those can kind of go a little hand in hand. But wanting to move that forward as far as our ambassador program. Should I just take a poll to Discord and see what everybody thinks?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay, let me add that as a action item, or I'll put it under here. Create poll in Discord for scheduling. Couple options are Thursday and Saturday. Thursday evening and Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon seems to be a pretty good time frame. And then I'm thinking too, we'll let this poll run. We'll let this poll run through white paper working group, because I'd really like to get the white paper finalized here, hopefully by the middle of December, and which is like barely over 2 weeks away. And that's on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. We'll bring up there also. So we've got the community call. That's our 14th community call. Looking forward to that. And then so sister DAOs, this is something that we had a little bit of conversation about on the front side, and I think I just closed out the Git book. Let me bring that back open because I know. Oh, and it was actually on that. So here's a Figma diagram that I made earlier. I did get the Discord launched, and that's actually on the Trello card here. So these are separate organizations, and this is something that wanting to do for the impact investing component, because on any of the deals that I'm personally going to be structuring from a real estate tokenization standpoint, I want to have an impact investing component. And then there's also some additional reasons why to separate out from a functionality standpoint. Like one that I'm super excited about, like Token Town, REtoken's flagship project, where we're looking to create a next-gen solar. And I'm going to go off on this tangent. I'm super excited. I'm sure that there's other people that are anxiously anticipating to hear what the results will be of the efforts that we spent on our Hero X, an American-made solar prize submission. Hopefully we'll find out here the first or the second week in December. So in Token Town, really hoping to have a whole neighborhood of our home crypto houses. So this is one of the orange bubbles that have on here, Our Home Co-op. And that's really a brand surrounding cooperative housing that we're going to be creating under a sister DAO, if you will, under this Triple Win Foundation umbrella. And from the other aspect of that is Crypto House, where we're combining accommodations with crypto mining operations, whether it's Bitcoin mining or supporting other Ethereum, which is largely proof of work right now until they move to a proof of stake in their Ethereum 2.0 architecture. So that is really, and then like the investment club, and that's, we've had conversations here about fostering an investment club dynamic where we can, where that can be a vehicle for getting tokenized situations as well. So a lot of these bubbles here would fall under what would a lot of people consider public goods, like EV co-op. I believe that car ownership is in a similar model of home ownership, where leveraging technology like blockchain technology can have a fundamental shift in that. So that being said, and like Token Summit is another opportunity, and most of this is to separate where we can have very different type of tokenomics with those other projects and keep those situations separate and allow us here at REtoken to maintain our focus on being the real estate DAO and not having to take on all of this burden ourselves, like hosting a real estate tokenization virtual summit. The opportunity, I believe, to partner up with other people, because real estate tokenization, I think that the opportunity of having a niche real estate tokenization situation virtual summit down the road makes a lot of sense. I think the opportunity to do it under its own, or as a sister DAO, Token Summit. So anyway, we can have more conversations about that now, or we can take those offline. That was most of the agenda that I had here planned, and let me go back to that. So I've got the link for those Discord servers. I'll put an announcement in REtoken, like one of the immediate DAOs that wanting to launch. And let me go back to that impact investing. Why is it anyway? The one that most interested is a investment club for cooperative housing here in Colorado. And that's where I think that there will be, anyway, I'm going to stop talking and let other people chime in on that. And those conversations, anyway. Well, I guess not anybody has anything to say on the Sister DAO's situation there. So it'll be interesting to see how all of that unfolds. And then one of the things that was wanting to bring forward too, and I'm totally losing my train of thought here. So the airdrops, this is something that I was speaking about here, looking at doing an airdrop, a REtoken airdrop to catch up. There was some of the working groups that I had missed for Token Town Amy and Dax had reached out to me. Everybody that and this was some good housekeeping to bring forward too. On the Token Town, that was the largest single airdrop from a one line item standpoint for those airdrops. And for people that participated in Token Town, please take a look here in Token Town at the channel. So I was providing the reconciliation opportunity through the end of the month, which is coming up here in a couple of days. So take a look at this table here and make sure that I had you for all of the working groups that you had participated in, so that I can get that taken care of. So wanted to bring that forward. And then a lot of the stuff, as I mentioned over here, that are on the tasks to earn REtoken, going to be going through this list and getting that brought forward and current so that we can make better use of this, because this is functionally like a bounty board. And I'm going to just rename or put that in here too. Bounty board. There we go. So anybody want to chime in here before, I mean, we still have 10 minutes left. I know that I crammed a lot of stuff in there, but I feel like I did most of the talking, but
I don't have anything specific on the agenda. I would like to talk a little more offline on the various DAOs that are being spawned. Mostly just to help wrap my head around it. I think Amy's also trying to grasp it too. Not sure if Poopster and Crush would want to hear about all of it, but yeah. But that doesn't need part of this call.
Well, no, it's an opportunity, and the one that I think is most relevant right now is, and this is one that I was speaking about prior to us going live, was RegCF DAO, Regulation Crowdfunding DAO. So that's one that I see an immediate need and an opportunity. And the goal here, in my opinion, with REtoken is to take a community first approach. Like, I have no idea what it's going to be from a cost standpoint to go through like obtaining a regulation crowdfunding license with the what do you call it, the SEC or FINRA or whoever, and the opportunity for that RegCF broker dealer license to be utilized by other crypto projects or other potentially even real estate tokenization projects, or other, not even real estate tokenization, but like just if a project wants to create security tokens that are functionally very different than like utility tokens as they exist today, the opportunity to do that through a separate DAO. So like, instead of just having conversations, because we have had some conversations with solutions partners or potential solutions partners here at REtoken, instead of those conversations just being single faceted, saying, hey, we're wanting to tokenize Token Town. The other opportunity of doing this is saying, hey, we're wanting to, because I want, like, in Token Town, like, that doesn't necessarily even fall under real estate, is having another proof of concept wanting to bring forward in Token Town is EV co-op, where the car ownership dynamic has changed, and instead of just having tokenized houses, have tokenized Teslas, income producing Teslas. So that's, again, the opportunity, I believe, to have those conversations be much larger than just what I would say under the real estate umbrella, that wanting to keep REtoken focused on delivering some of, like, and this is, I guess, a good opportunity to talk about our roadmap. And we've been talking about our roadmap on the white paper working group, and this is another opportunity we added just recently here, and this is very relevant to the conversation that we're having right now, is we put on our roadmap, this was REtoken Improvement Proposal 5, RIP 5, to roadmap our REtoken community that we're creating here as a regulation crowdfunding offering, and that's on our 2022 Q3 roadmap. And the reason I was talking about the roadmap here is that that's been one of the things that we're wanting to incorporate, I guess, in some manner into our light paper. This is a good segue, because this is actually something that needed to be on the agenda, because the thing that is relevant that we've been speaking about, where there's been some area of contention too, is this potential tagline here of BIDL passive income, and the longer tail of that. And let me that's what I was looking for over here, because I don't know. Yeah, so we had this passive income quest. This is in the voting proposals channel. So one of the things, I know Poopster was one of two people, along with Teresa, that voted no on this. And one of the things that I still really like the BIDL passive income, and I think that we should use we in front of that. And that didn't really resonate with me until I was just recently at AMC, and I'm a huge fan of AMC, and just because it's the main theater that I like going to, and I love going to see movies in person. But AMC had their tagline was, and I don't even remember what their domain is. Let me see if they've got it here. But their new tagline is, "We make movies better." And that's one of the reasons that I still personally go see movies at AMC, is because I do think that the movie experience at AMC is better. And maybe my ADD is just elevated to the point where if I'm watching a movie at home, I get distracted or something like that. But that was really like when I saw that tagline when we were at the movie here, seeing the new House of Gucci movie with Lady Gaga in it. That tagline resonated with me in thinking about the tagline that we're putting forward here at REtoken, potentially, of BIDL passive income. And I think the promise of, through the real estate security tokens that we're talking about creating, to have truly passive income that appreciates. But the biggest opportunity, I think, isn't just doing more of the same thing where we're just tokenizing rental property. So like, anyway, that was a long drawn out conversation to that these proposals here, the Discord temp check, that planning on moving these forward with through the normal process. And I don't know if anybody had thought of anything better than the BIDL passive income, but that's something that and I can wait too, if we want to wait to move these forward until after the working group on Tuesday. But whatever you all think on that.
What specifically are you asking?
If I should go ahead, I mean, we already went through the Discord tip check process. I know that some people weren't necessarily super excited about the passive income tagline, and my expectation is that this is something that going to lean in pretty heavily into, just from just an overall a tagline, just from a branding standpoint. Like we're the Real Estate DAO, REtoken, the Real Estate DAO, and we BIDL passive income.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. I'm not very responsive here because this is outside my marketing and whatnot. It's completely outside my wheelhouse. I don't think it rolls off the tongue too well, but it does have the keywords that you're seeking based on the Google Trends and whatnot. So I got no, I abstain.
Well, and I think too, the opportunity for us to really lean into that as far as how that categorically people that do real estate deals, because that I think fundamentally is one of the big shifts, paradigm shifts that can occur within this if real estate does get tokenized and it's executed well. That may negate real estate changing hands like it has historically, because the need of buying and selling like real estate and doing the transactions, when a deal is successfully tokenized, it changes the ownership dynamics fundamentally. So, and that's besides the opportunity for passive income for the investors that acquire real estate security tokens, the opportunity, I think, to architect the smart contracts so that the people that are putting those deals together can also have passive income, whereas like real estate agents today, how that they conduct real estate transactions today don't have that passive income component in their transactions. But I'll see from a timing standpoint. It doesn't seem like either way. As far as we've been kind of sitting on this one for a while. I'm looking at the Twitter here, and it's 11/14, so almost 2 weeks ago is when I sent that first tweet out. So looking forward to the white paper working group that we've got. I'm personally going to be spinning some cycles to try to get some more meat into from a content standpoint. And this is one of the things, just to let everybody know, that I'm also committing to becoming more prolific on the written content here, finishing up 2021 strong and trying to develop, will become more prolific from a written content standpoint here in 2021 and utilize that in 2022. So yes. Any final thoughts before we call it a wrap here?
I think we're good.
I'm looking forward to hearing some Miami stories from you, Poopster. I was hoping to join you there, but I can't remember if you were on or if we were even live, but didn't line out from a logistics standpoint. But looking forward to hearing the connections that you make and the fun that you have while you're in Miami.
Yeah, I'm going really like one of our team members is giving a talk there, so I'm just going to support that and see what I can do and meet some new people. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Fabulous. Looking forward to hearing your takeaways from that. And all right, well, great hanging out with everybody on Sunday. Looking forward to December coming up here just in a couple days. It looks like we only have 4 or so weeks left of 2021. Excited about the foundation that we're laying for 2022.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Yep, have a good one.